with Trump's presidency having already influenced global geopolitics significantly, what a larger shifts in the balance of power can we see unfolding this decade in the 2020s? We're already halfway through. How might the ripple effects of his policies continue to shape global alliances, trade, and security beyond his tenure? Right. So Trump is going to be in power until what? He came to power this year, 2025. So until 2029. Right? He's going to be in power until 2029, 4 years, 3.5 years to go, roughly, give or take. I think it's still early days, so let's say 4 years to go. And he's already doing a lot. He's already upended a lot of things, and he's talking about Greenland. He's already taken over Panama, the Panama Canal. BlackRock has taken over, so it's kind of a takeover by the US, the Panama Canal. Uh, he's talking about Canada. He's talking about Europe. All kinds of things going on. So, what shifts in the balance of power can we see in the next 4 years? I'll tell you, the next 4 years is going to see a complete rearrangement of the geopolitical chessboard globally. We are once again into the age of empires. Nation states, nation states, the so-called rules-based global world order. All of that is gonna become very soon a thing of the past. The US is now behaving like an empire. It's not behaving like a responsible nation state. It's talking about gobbling up Greenland. It's talking about making Canada the 51st state, and much more. So the US is gonna change the world order greatly. Trump is gonna teach the world what geopolitics really is, what great power geopolitics is all about, what hard power is. So one thing we're going to see is that Europe is going to become a backwater. Okay, Europe is going to become a global backwater. They have some economic heft and all, but they are declining. The Ukraine war has significantly changed things in Europe. Europe's economy is not no longer doing well. Um, uh, to have a booming economy, you need an inexhaustible supply of cheap energy, which no longer is there because of the Nord Stream issue. Um, and Europe is gonna be made to pay more for its defense. Right now, see, the past 60, 70 years, Europe did not spend anything on defense. Everything was taken care of by the US. So all the European nations, the EU nations, they essentially became welfare states and police states. Okay, you may not realize that if you go to Europe, it's a police state. So these are welfare states where people don't have to work very hard, they don't have to innovate, they don't have to do anything. The US will take care of everything, big daddy. But now that is not going to be no longer the case. So Europe is going to become a global backwater slowly, gradually. But it's going to be more and more visible, and they are kind of trying to push back against that, but they don't have any real teeth in doing that. It's all bark, no bite, unfortunately, sadly for the Europeans. So Europe is declining. Um, Russia is becoming more and more relevant. Um, China obviously is definitely relevant, and India is the fourth sovereign nation. So there are four sovereign entities right now in the world: the US, Russia, China, and India. And India's sovereignty is kind of being threatened right now in a variety of ways. The Manipur issue is a good example of that, and other things. So you're gonna see a complete, you know, it's not going to be a bipolar, tripolar world. Maybe mm, it's not going to be a multipolar world for sure. The only way you will have a multipolar world if you have 20 nations with nuclear weapons, then you have a multipolar world. But that's not the case, right? So you're going to see the coalescence of the world into multiple blocks. You have Russia, China, strange bedfellows, but they're together. India is going to be somewhere in between the east and the west. India's population is very westernized, uh, and maybe India will be made to make a choice. It's either us or them, that sort of thing. Trump may do that. We'll see about that. Uh, so yeah, that's the kind of thing you will see. So you're gonna see the decline of Europe. The US is going to become a more imperial kind of power. And you're going to see a lot of great power politics, just naked displays of hard power, hopefully no wars. And you may see an escalation of the Cold War between the US and China. The US has tried to deny China all kinds of technology, especially in the realm of semiconductors, silicon, all of that. But the Chinese have overcome that. And they now have their own lithography machines, which means that they can make chips uh, that are among the best in the world right now. India is trying to start the game now, to become semiconductor power, but we are about a decade. Uh, you know, we yeah, it will take a decade for us to reach that stage. Uh, so it's going to be challenging for India. So we're gonna see that sort of world in the future. The US is gonna become a space power, maybe a hyperpower. AI may be the transformative technology that changes everything. And yeah, if AI is the deciding factor, then it's gonna be the US versus China, and nobody else is in the fray. India is not in the fray. Russia is not in the fray. The Europeans are trying something, but yeah, they're not in the same league as the Americans and the Chinese. So if AI is the deciding factor, it's going to be a straight race between the US and China. If space is the deciding factor, the US is leagues ahead of everybody else. So it's advantage US. The Chinese may be able to catch up technologically from an AI perspective at least. Um, and let's see what India does. We are way behind, but yeah, let's see. And Russia doesn't seem to be in the fray, but maybe they have something up their sleeve. So that's the kind of world we're going to see. Lots of these old great powers are going to fall down the wayside, and it's going to be essentially four major nations. And out of those four major nations, India is the smallest power as of now.